all, this is May and welcome back to my channel for a brand new speed build. So today I am building a boutique hotel in Tartosa using the two new kits, Riviera Retreat and Cozy Bistro, that came out last week. So if you haven't checked them out yet or you don't know anything about them, the Riviera Retreat kit, which is a mouthful by the way, it does come with items related to pools. Meanwhile, the Cozy Bistro kit, as you probably can tell by the name, has a bistro theme, and I do believe I'll be showing off majority of the items in this build, but before I go on talking about the kits and my opinions on them, I'll just talk a bit about the build in general first. So I'm just currently trying to figure out the shape of the entire build. We're going to have 2 floors, and the front of the build was inspired by this one Pinterest photo I saw. I gotta say, I just love using Pinterest for inspiration and reference photos. I always recommend going either there or on Google to get inspiration for builds, whether it be real life houses or some sort of artwork. I never use other people's Sims builds as a reference because, of course, I don't want to copy anyone, so not a big fan of doing that. But I do sometimes get ideas from other people's builds that I might want to implement in my own later. So yeah, either general inspiration for like a type of house or a style, or just like a small idea basically. But yeah, since I decided to build in Tartosa this time, I wanted to go for a Mediterranean inspired style for this hotel. And I know hotels aren't an actual thing in The Sims 4, but who knows, maybe it will come at some point, even though I'm not too hopeful. So I'm building this more as like a vacation rental where you can go on a vacation, or a restaurant or a lounge, anything like that. I do think I end up posting this as a restaurant, and then you can just change it to whatever you'd like it to be or need it to be depending on the story you want to tell in your gameplay, or if there's like a specific place your Sims want to go, maybe they can use this one. It would have been so nice to have multifunctional lots by now, like mixing different lot types. That would be very handy and more realistic too, I think. Like, for example, having a building that is separated into a cafe on one floor and a residential apartment on the next floor. So I'd love to see that implemented in the game at some point, and do let me know if that's something you want to see as well. I don't really build a lot in Tartosa. I think I've built here maybe once before, which was for a collab not that long after My Wedding Stories was released, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been a while, and I really do love this world. It's beautiful. I especially love this area we were building in because of the waterfall that's like on the other side of this lot. Just nice, beautiful blue water and white beaches, just really stunning. But of course, this pack is not really my favorite one, even though I love the world, because the gameplay is, it has had its problems for a long time now. I haven't even played with all the features that comes with this pack. I've done weddings a few times, but never really any of the other things, like the events, for example. But yeah, I think the most intimidating part of building here for me is the style. Like, I'm not the most comfortable with building Mediterranean inspired build. It's a bit hard to make it look good sometimes when I do them. When others do them though, I'm always in awe because it looks so good. So I'm definitely stepping outside of my comfort zone with this build. I did recently do another Mediterranean build for the save file I'm currently working on, and I was really proud of that one. So if you want to see a similar build that is a residential lot, definitely go check that one out. After this video, it was posted in May, I do believe, so it's not that long ago. And by the way, I did build this over on Twitch. I stream there about 4 times weekly. And we usually do building, sometimes gameplay, and sometimes other cozy games. So if you're interested in that, there is a link in the description, or you can go on over to twitch.tv/honeymaysims and leave a follow to get notified of my next stream. And we just recently hit 4,000 followers, and I'm getting closer to my 2nd year stream anniversary, so I'm just incredibly grateful for all the support there and here on YouTube as well. Maybe you've noticed, but I've had more time for content creation for the past month or so because unfortunately I don't have that much in real life work anymore. I am currently employed in like a part-time position, and I've been for the past almost 3 years now. But I get paid by the hour and the amount of work I do, and the amount can vary a lot. So there has been a lack of work lately for me, so I'm trying my best to work on content creation, like my YouTube, my Instagram, my Twitch, for example, while I look for the extra work. If I could, I would love to do content creation full time, but it's really not that simple. I feel like here in Norway where I live, we don't really get the same possibilities as a lot of other places in terms of monetization, for example. But I'm trying my best. So yeah, I feel like life has just been quite the roller coaster so far for me this year for multiple reasons. But being here making videos and streaming are kind of like my comfort zone, like my comfort space. Just like a nice distraction from the real life, and just to get my mind off things, and seeing the support for the things that I do just really makes my day. And I love reading your comments and chatting with you all. So thank you so much for being here and for watching the videos. And even if you're being vocal about it, like chatting, or if you're just watching in the background, I really, really do appreciate it. So thank you. I'd also like to give a shout out to the EA Creator Network for providing me with free codes to the kits that we are building with today, so that I could try it out and build with them for you all to see. And that also reminds me that I do have a creator code, so if you want to support me and the content I make at no extra cost, you can use promo code HoneyMay at checkout when buying Sims 4 packs in the EA app, whether it be any of the new kits that just came out or any other Sims 4 packs, expansions, game packs, stuff packs, or any other kits. You can also use it for bundles. So yeah, it really does support the channel and me, and it does make a difference. So thank you if you do end up using it. And going back to the topic of the kits from earlier, we are going to have an outdoors pool area in the back that I end up loving. I basically put some live edit rocks and added in the new waterfall rocks that came with the Riviera kit. Like, I raised them up with a 9 key on my keyboard and kind of stacked them on top of each other so it looks like it's one big waterfall. And it looks so good. But yeah, that kit does come with some waterfall rocks. There are 2 different ones, and it has, for example, 2 new pool trims, one of which we will be using in this build. There's new lounge chairs, pool loungers, tables, chairs, and wallpapers, and floors, among others. I think I'll almost use everything in that kit for this build. The flooring or the tile is pretty nice. It's like a mosaic tile with different patterns on it. Very pretty, and it does come in a few different swatches like bold colors, pastels, and some neutrals. And I do feel like a lot of the items in both the kits do come in those colors. Like a bit of everything, which I do like, even though majority of the time I like neutrals the most, like black, white, and maybe some clean wood colors, whether they be dark or light. Not really the biggest fan of the different colors for the Riviera Retreat kit furniture, like it's too colorful for me. And when you have the same colors for all the furniture to get them to match, it's a bit too much in my opinion. So I was actually going to use the lounge chairs by the pool, but I decided to switch them out with my Wedding Stories ones that have a more simpler and cleaner look, just to not make it too colorful and too matchy. This kit also comes with a new archway, which has like a stone texture, which I love, so I used that a few different places in this build. And speaking of doors, my biggest criticism of these 2 kits are that the doors and the windows, they only come in the shortest height. So in The Sims 4 you have short, medium, and tall wall height, and you have different doors and windows to match those heights as well. I usually build with a short height, but for certain trims and such that you can put on the houses, you need either a medium or tall wall height, and those look very good for a bistro, for example. But if the doors and the windows don't go all the way up, like cover the entire wall, it won't look good at all. So definitely that's a big con in my book as a builder for these two kits. I feel like it should be kind of like mandatory when making doors and windows in The Sims now, that they all come in like all the different heights. The same with fences and stair railings, for example. There was like a period where they did not match at all, like you didn't have a railing to go with the fence. And I can't like stress it enough. It's always so disappointing when things don't match in the game or there aren't a good enough variety of the item, if that makes sense. I also want to mention the new pergola from the Riviera kit, because that one is really beautiful. I'll use it in the back with a couch set and the new fire pit as well, which is this beautiful like metallic fire pit. The pergola is quite big, so you can put a variety of things beneath it, like I just said, an outdoors couch or chairs, for example, or you can use it as a dining space, anything at all, I feel like. It has some nice metal swatches to go with the fire pit, for example, and what's even nicer is that the pergola has one version with like vines on it and another with this more flowy sheer curtain, which I really like. And I know some people have said that some of the items in these two kits remind them of custom content, and I can totally see that. There is also a new fountain in the Riviera kit. It reminds me a bit of the one that came with the Jungle Adventure game pack, like in this shape. But this one is a more neutral regarding the color swatches, which I do like as well. There is a new plant with some lemons on it, and there is actually a new bougie drink tray, which I love the look of, and it is actually functional, just like the tray from Spa Day or Backyard Stuff, I do believe. So I do overuse that one in this build. There is like one by the pool, one in the reception, one in the restaurant, and so on. I feel like it's everywhere, but I really do like that item, and I'm definitely loving anything modern bougie, like that kind of a style. I think is pretty. And so I thought, why not take this older looking Tartosa build, like more traditional one, and make it look quite different on the inside with this whole bougie style. And I have to admit, I went a bit back and forth between how I wanted the inside of the hotel to look like, because originally I wanted it to be more traditional and older looking on the inside as well, like to match the outside. And then I just completely switched and made it more bougie and modern. So yeah, this is definitely an older building that was renovated on the inside, which I feel is quite realistic, at least from what I've seen. And I do think there are quite a few of them, like smaller hotels in Oslo, Norway, for instance, and I've at least looked at a few of them because of my work, and there are a lot of pretty ones, much like this build I'm doing here, with more of the traditional exterior with the modern interior. So yeah, this is going to be a boutique hotel. I should probably explain what it is if you don't know what it is. But it is much like other hotels, however, it tends to be smaller. So it is a small capacity hotel that provides more personalized services than typical hotels, and they are typically furnished in a themed or stylish manner with kind of like distinctive concepts, and they may be furnished with amenities such as spas and yoga, which we are going to be having here. And the style I'm going for, as mentioned, will be quite bougie and it will stand out. And this build will only have 2 hotel rooms, so it is quite small. I didn't want to go like overboard or anything, so I do think boutique hotel kind of describes this build nicely. For the inside of the hotel, I thought it would be quite realistic to have a reception area. It's not the biggest space ever, but I have to use what I had, and I realized the new bar backs from the Cozy Bistro kit fit very nicely as a kind of like a back shelf in the reception. So I filled up the empty shelves with a few different things like souvenirs. I went for this collectible snow globe that you can get from the City Living pack, and I chose the snow globe that has like, it shows Oasis Springs in it, which was the closest thing I could get to Tartosa. So Yeah, I went for that one, and I think I put some books on the shelves. I put some toilet paper in case of emergency. There are some towels and just like little knickknacks here and there. And then on each side of like the bar backs, I will call them, I put these filing cabinets, I think they're called, where you can put documents for an instance. And it came with Get to Work, and it has a few different sizes, and a few of those fit perfectly on each side of the bar backs, even though I think I used Tool to size one of them down like even more just to have two next to each other. I do use quite a few Get to Work items, I do believe. The reception counter itself is also from that pack. It's perfect as a reception because it has like a phone on it, some pencils and stuff like that. So quite realistic, and yeah, just like some chairs to sit in, wait in, umbrella stand, a coat rack, things like I feel would be realistic to have in this sort of an area. And on each side of this room, there are the new bifold doors from the Cozy Bistro kit, which I really like the look of. And it leads you into a bar, kind of like an entertainment area on the left side, and then the restaurant dining space on the right side. So I'll talk about the bar and entertainment area first, so I can talk more about the Cozy Bistro kit as well. This kit comes with very Parisian or French bistro looking items, quite classy and definitely items you would see in a bistro. And again, some items do remind me of custom content, especially the bar stools and dining chairs. Like the mesh is quite slim in comparison to other chairs we have in the game. And the kit does come with a new bar. It's quite big. It has like it's a 3 tile bar, and it comes in a variety of colors. It has the darker tones, the pastels and neutrals, similarly with the rest of the items in the kit, and also the Riviera one. And my favorite swatch must be the dark green one. Just really beautiful, and I wish we had more items in that specific green color in the game. And to go with the bar, we have the new bar backs that I mentioned earlier. There is a wider version, like a bar back, and then there is actually a smaller one that uses only one tile. So in the bar area, I put the big bar back in the middle and then one, like the small one on each side of that one again, and then I just cluttered up the empty spaces with mugs and wine glasses, like those types of things. Also above the bar, I hang this hanging shelf with wine bottles, or nectar as they're called in the game. And I like that item. Again, it comes in a few different metallic swatches, and one is golden. So yeah, those definitely fit together quite nicely, and they make a nice luxurious atmosphere even. We get a new tile and a new wallpaper with the Cozy Bistro kit that I use in this room. I like both of them. The tile probably more than the wallpaper because I feel like the latter isn't that versatile, like it wouldn't fit into just any type of house or build. Meanwhile, the tile can be used more often in my opinion, I feel like, and I have to say my favorite wallpaper swatch is the black and the dark green one again. It's just so fancy looking with some gold accents as well. I just love golden accents. And in this room, there is, by the way, a coffee nook that I made specifically to use the new coffee maker that comes with this kit. I like that this coffee maker is quite different from the ones we already have in the game. Majority of them are base game. I know there is like 2 separate coffee maker items with Get Together as well. But this new one is a bit more vintage and it looks quite cool. So definitely had to use it here in other spaces in the hotel as well. Like you'll end up seeing that coffee maker everywhere, I feel like. As for the entertainment part that I mentioned earlier, introducing this room, I raised up a platform area in one of the corners to make a stage, and I had just enough space to put this beautiful grand piano from my wedding stories and a microphone. Other than that, there are just a few tables, and connected to this room there are 2 toilets. Another realistic detail I wanted in the hotel was a worker's break room or storage room. It's quite simple with another coffee nook, of course. There is a separate room for laundry, and there's just some shelves with linen, pillows, and things you need for a hotel and like the hotel rooms. Moving on to the restaurant dining part, it is quite a simple space. I mixed a few smaller tables with bigger ones that we got with my wedding stories pack as well. The smaller ones are from Dine Out, and then the bigger ones from my wedding stories. And I wanted this to stand in style with the rest of the hotel. Yeah, I have to say the interior in the hotel is quite dark overall, with the dark wallpapers and dark brown flooring, so it is definitely a fun contrast to the lighter exterior of the build. But yeah, I added another coffee nook in the dining area, and you can get some coffee. There's like this box from Horse Ranch that has some cutlery. There are some snacks in this uh thing from, is it Get Together, I think, that has like the muffin and things like that. And I added in a fireplace here as well. So I did make two chimneys on the outside, so just to bring in some of that realism, I put in actual fireplaces on the inside, and there's one in the dining area and one in the landing area upstairs that I'll get back to later. Yeah, to me it is a bit weird to have fireplaces in these warmer looking places, but someone in the chat over on Twitch did mention that it does get cold in Mediterranean areas as well, and fireplaces were often used for cooking too, so maybe it's not that unrealistic after all. I feel like I very often see like chimneys on these Mediterranean houses on Pinterest as well, so I would assume it is normal. So there is that one indoors dining space, and I thought it would be very nice to have outdoors dining spaces as well, so there are two of those. There is a bump out on the right hand side of the build where I put these Riviera Retreat arches on all sides of the room, and I found this one live edit fence, I think is from base game actually, that I just sized down and placed inside the archway just to have some sort of railing and make it seem rather like a window instead of a door, which it actually is. So yeah, in that room there will be some small tables, and you can actually access both the front and the back of the build from there, as I put like staircases on either side. The other outdoors dining area is smaller and is in the back. I forgot to mention it earlier, but both the front and the back of the hotel have patios, and I put the entire build on a rather tall foundation, and I just put some stairs and added some seating on those patios. I quite like the front one because I found this wood pergola with like greenery flowers on it, and I think it's from my wedding stories actually, and it just fit perfectly in the space when I sized it down once, which you can do with the bracket keys on your keyboard, at least for English keyboards. Mine is in Norwegian, so it's a bit different. We have a few extra letters in the alphabet, but yeah, if yours is not in English, I recommend just Googling it, like Googling the keys for Sims 4, racing up and down, or sizing up and down items, and I'm sure you will figure out what it is for you and your language. Which actually brings us to the second floor. I haven't mentioned anything yet about the second floor, but basically it has a spa or wellness section, so I do use quite a few items from the spa day game pack, like the massage table, the chair. I even managed to fit in a sauna here. So just a little space for your Sims to do some self-care, which I thought was cute and a bit exclusive, and it fits the entire like boutique hotel description that I talked about earlier. And in this hotel, there are going to be two quite spacious rooms. I didn't want to go completely overboard, like I said earlier, because it can be quite overwhelming sometimes with too many rooms, in my opinion, in the game. And each of them have access to a bathroom and some other amenities, like there's a wardrobe, coffee nook, and a TV. And they also have each their own balconies, which fit perfectly. But yeah, since we are building with new kits today, I wanted to mention that I'm not really the biggest fan of the concept kits in itself. I can't lie, do like a lot of the items from the kits previously released and also these two new ones, because I think like the Sims 4 team, they have gotten better at making items. It's just a bit sad that a lot of the newer items are in kits. So I feel like that's my biggest problem. They're kits, like these very small packs, and they cost about $5 each, and the themes are often quite niche, like the Cozy Bistro one, for example. Like, how often would you use these items in just like any normal build that you do? I think the Everyday Clutter kit does that a bit better in that way because it's more versatile and can be used in many different builds and styles. But I would have loved it if these items in the kits came in, for example, stuff packs and with more items to elaborate on the different themes and possibly with some gameplay features as well. That would have been really fun. So yeah, that's my opinion on the kits, and maybe you think differently than me, and that's of course all okay. But if you have gotten any of the kits, do let me know what your thoughts on them are though. I would love to hear it. I think that sums up pretty much everything I wanted to say for this build for now. So let's jump into the game and check out the build in real time. And here is the finished boutique hotel in Tartosa, which I made using the two new kits, Riviera Retreat and Cozy Bistro, among other packs. I'll list all the packs used in the description as always. This is made on the old wood Nectary lot, 40 by 30 lot here in Tartosa, of course. This build is very much Mediterranean inspired to go with this world, so I went for some light exposed brick and some darker wood tones. There are some vines on the walls, lots of greenery to make it look lush. I put some bikes out front here where I would imagine guests could rent a bike and do some sightseeing. The entire build is on a foundation, so I made patios both in the front and back, and here we can see the beautiful pergola with the greenery and flowers. This one is from my wedding stories, and I just put like some seating under here. And there's also some of the new Riviera Retreat tables with the umbrellas attached. The back of the build looks like this. There are a lot of the new Riviera Retreat items showcased here. Here you can see the new pergola from the Riviera kit as well. It has some more seating, and you can also see the new fire pit here. I think this entire area looks very cozy. You can also see that I've used some stepping stones here. They are brand new from that kit as well. Previously I've used a lot of the live edit base game ones, but I think these are really pretty. They do have a grill here. This one is from Desert Luxe. You can make some pizza. You can just chill, do some dining and whining maybe. So the pool area I think looks great. I used some live edit rocks and messed around with the sizes of them and then added in these new waterfall rocks. So there are two different ones, as you can see, one that is a bit smaller and one a bit bigger. These I stacked on top of each other to make an even bigger waterfall that goes into the pool, so I think it looks very luxurious. The pool trim here you can see is new. There are two new ones. The ladder is new. This one, the jumping thingy, is actually from Get Together, and the pool loungers are also new. And I cannot forget to mention the new tiles here, the mosaic tiles. They are really stunning. Here's another patio, the back patio. This one has the Desert Luxe bar with the bar stools. It even has a fireplace. This one is also from Desert Luxe, and you can also see the new archways, the stone textured ones that are from the Riviera kit. The floor plan of the first floor looks like this. The first thing you see when you enter the hotel is this reception area, which I think turned out nice. I used the Cozy Bistro bar backs here in the back, which I think fits perfectly. And there's just lots of clutter. As you can see, there are some books, towels, little souvenirs, the snow globes, and you know, just things you would need for the guests and also for the maintenance of the hotel. You could store some documents in the filing cabinets. You can get some refreshment from the drink tray, just some chairs for waiting in. These are from Paranormal, and the pillows are from the Modern Luxe kit actually. This bifold door is brand new and it's from the Cozy Bistro kit. I absolutely love these types of doors. I wish there were more of them actually, like these open doors. The left side here is the quite bougie bar and entertainment section. You can see that Vlad is the bartender today. How nice. So we do have this brand new bar and also the bar backs, the bigger one and then the smaller ones that you can put on each side if you want to. For example, this nectar bottle is brand new. It's like a clutter item. Lots of mugs and glasses. Also the hanging shelf is just perfect here. I used some tables here and with some chairs. The chairs are actually from Modern Luxe as well. The table is from high school years, I do believe. You can also spot the brand new tile from Cozy Bistro along with this beautiful wallpaper. I made a little stage over here in this corner, so I put in this grand piano from My Wedding Stories. There are some really beautiful artwork from Cozy Bistro, so you can see like one of them over here, which I really like. We do have a coffee nook here. The coffee machine, like it's rather vintage looking, is brand new. And the mirror and the sconces, I think there are like these lamps on the walls, are also new from the Cozy Bistro kit. The rack of mugs here is actually base game. I often forget about it, but it works really nicely here. Over here in this corner, we just have some couches. You can sit and talk, or you can wait for your turn. For the toilets, for example, which you can see here, just very like simple toilets, but you know, still a bit luxurious. This little space is the workers' break room or storage room. You can get your energy boost here by getting some coffee. Lots of like clutter up on those shelves there. There is a shelf over here as well. I actually put in these pillows myself. It's like a debug item from high school years, I think. Just some linen, and there's also a separate laundry room here with the washers and dryers. The restaurant dining area looks like this. This lot will actually function as a restaurant if you'd like to not have it as a vacation rental, so I mixed in some bigger tables with the smaller ones. The big ones are from My Wedding Stories and the small ones are from Dine Out. I put in this like buffet table with the fountain as well, so you can add chocolate, fruit punch, whatever you'd like. There are some wine racks here that are from Dine Out, and you actually find the staircase to the second floor here as well. And over here is another coffee nook with some snacks. This, you can get some muffins, there are some tea, coffee, yes. The outdoors dining looks like this. I thought it would be fun to mix a few different chairs and tables so it doesn't look exactly the same as the inside one. And then you can find the other outdoors dining area over here with just like 2 tables. So it's more cozy and intimate maybe. The actual kitchen of the restaurant can be found over here. It's quite simple. It has the industrial counters which are from base game, and I mixed it with these base game like black cabinets as well. And of course just like some other things that you would need to make this actually function as a restaurant. And here's the second floor of the build. There is a very simple landing area with some bookshelves up here. You can find a fireplace and TV and just some couches over in this area here, which looks pretty nice with some black and gold accents. Over here there is actually a balcony for yoga, so you can see the yoga mats here from Spa Day and just like some clutter items that are related to working out, which are from Everyday Clutter. The spa area can be found over here. It's not too big, but it has a massage table and a chair that could be used for manicures and pedicures, for example. I used the mini fridges here from Spa Day and put some appropriate clutter on top of them, as you can see here. There are some robes on the wall, some towels, lots of sinks, and also just some space inside here to like put some clothes or anything like that. And here you can see the very simple sauna area. We have 2 quite identical hotel rooms over here. The size is just a tiny bit different, and this bedroom also has an extra bed. So what I did here was just put on the cheat bb.move objects on, and then I put this bed into the couch here, so it looks like a pull-out couch, even though it probably doesn't make sense with this like fancy looking couch, but you know, it's something, and I just wanted to have an extra space in here for another sim. Other than that, we do have a quite nice bed here from the Modern Luxe kit. They have a big TV over here, some suitcases and little like candles and whatnot, and both of the bedrooms have their own balconies, which I thought was nice. They have a coffee nook over here with their very own mini fridge. There is a wardrobe, so you can of course put away your clothes and everything. And for some reason, I really wanted to have an aquarium in this build, so I put in an aquarium in both of the rooms. So just to make it look a bit fancy, I suppose. And over here you can see the bathroom, which has a bathtub and a shower and sink and toilet, of course. If you go all the way down this corridor, I thought it would be fun to use this space above the outdoors dining just as like this ping pong area, I suppose. So I have two of these ping pong tables, there are some chairs, and also a juice keg. So that's basically it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and a follow for more content in the future. This build is playtested and up on my gallery. My ID is honeymaysims, or you can find me with the hashtag honeymaysims as well. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me today as we build this boutique hotel in Tartosa, and I can't wait to talk to you all in the next video. Until then, take care, bye!